Hey everybody! Today is Labor Day, so I'm sure many of you are off work, enjoying your day. And as for me, let's take a look in front of me. It's raining. It is raining outside. So a lot of people are probably gonna be pissed today because yesterday when I was in the store, a lot of people were buying the charcoals, new barbecue grills, getting them ribs. They was getting ready. And I was like, look at them. Some people, barbecue yesterday because some people still have to work on Labor Day. And honestly, I don't really know what Labor Day really represents. I'm gonna have to look that up. I guess maybe it's a day for all the workers to have a day off. Because everything gets riled up in August, going back to school, getting back to work, and all of that good stuff. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is spiritual meanings for diseases. Now, I have a few diseases that we're going to talk about, and when I say disease, this doesn't mean it's something chronic or permanent. It can be something very simple because a lot of people identify only certain things as diseases. Some people may consider some stuff as infections or whatever, but however you, view it or want to put it, that's to you, and whatever works for you. But the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because if you keep experiencing the same thing, type of illnesses over and over, it's always not necessarily your physical health. It can be your spiritual health and your emotional health, because if you're not processing emotions properly or accepting of things in your life the way they are, whether you like them or not, eventually you can manifest stuff into your physical body through those things, because everything has a vibration. So if you're in that vibration of, oh, I'm just tired of this, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of this, whatever type of illness may be in that same vibration, just to say fatigue, you'll start to be fatigued a lot in that aspect, and you're wondering, like, why am I so fatigued? Because you're tired. You're tired in the mental space. So a lot of people don't know it. Everything has to balance out on the spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional level, like to say mind, body, spirit. But yeah, so I want to get right into it, and I have a few of them here today, and I'm gonna share with you guys a little bit about one of the ones that I've had experiences with. But before I get into that, I'm gonna just give y'all a few of the diseases. I had to write this down because it was a lot to write down. But the first one I have is yeast infection, and it says loss of frustration and anger, demanding and untrusting in relationships. Now, this is it's not funny, like I'm laughing at people that deal with yeast infections, because there's a whole list of reasons for yeast infection other than just this, because I've checked a few websites and everybody has basically like the same meanings, and some have more than others, but I want to keep it simple and short. But with yeast infections, a lot of women that I know, or that had yeast infections, have been in untrusting relationships with their partners, and they also can be very demanding in their relationship. And of course, they're going to be frustrated if they're not trusting their partner, because they're always thinking like, oh, he got to be doing this, or if he got to go to the store, oh, who is he going to be talking to the store, who is he going to be me, little shit like that builds up over time. And this is where people need to learn self-care and learn their worth, because if you constantly do this, you're going to open up yourself to things you actually don't want, and that's not good. You need to keep yourself open to the things you do want. But moving along, so the next one we have anxiety. And it says not trusting the flow of life. Now, I've dealt with anxiety for a very long time, and as of now, I'm not dealing with it. Like, I'm in a much better place, and this makes sense because I was not trusting the flow of life in my own life, because I was like, why is it not happening for me? Why does everybody else get the show out in their lives and I'm not? I was like, I went to school, I got a degree, like I feel like I have nothing to show for it. But in actuality, I got a husband, kids, working on my master. It's a lot of it's all about the way you look at things too in this aspect. And I know a lot of people with anxiety, they are fearful And I'm gonna tell you another thing that ties in with anxiety on this list. But before we get into that, you know, if you're not trusting the process of your life, you're gonna keep manifesting those same feelings. And that's what I was talking about in my video on my business page, Day 27 Healing. When you're not trusting the process, or you keep saying you want something and you keep manifesting the same thing that you already have, or you keep manifesting the same conditions that you're stuck in, it's because you're not trusting things. And most importantly, you're not trusting yourself, because if you trust yourself, you wouldn't be in a position to have anxiety and things like that. And me saying this, I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way, because mental health is very serious and I take it very seriously. But we have to look at things not just from the mental and physical perspective. We have to look at it from a spiritual perspective, because a lot of people are damaged spiritually, and a lot of people aren't aware of that. And when they aren't aware of that, things like this can manifest into their lives, and they're just wondering what the hell happened. And another one, moving along, is depression. Now, y'all know what? I didn't write down what was on there for depression, but I'm gonna put the link to this to the website that I got this from, so you can see it. Now, there are other websites, and once you actually start to go on there and research it and look at it for yourself, you'll be like, damn, that makes sense. And it's funny because the universe will start, synchronizing with you, letting you know, like, hey, you're going through this, so this is why you're dealing with this. This is why this stuff has become chronic in your life. And just because something is chronic doesn't mean it can't be reversed and cured. Like, I don't care what anybody says, health professional or not, there's a cure for everything. It is, because my thing is, if it's here, it can be treated, it can be cured, it can be nipped in the bud. But with the way society does medicine and things like that, if you think about it, in a lot of other countries, a lot of the diseases that we have here in America is unheard of in other countries, because they're like, what? And a lot of it has to do with what we eat, what we're exposed to every day, the environment, just all kinds of stuff, the energy, because a lot of stuff is shifting and changing. It's for the better, but we're seeing the worst right now, if that makes sense. But let's keep moving along. Migraines, this is what I was talking about that ties in with anxiety, because it also says resisting flow of life. So just let's say, for example, I know someone that deals with anxiety, and they have really bad anxiety and they get really bad migraines. And it's funny because that person doesn't trust the flow of their lives, because they're always questioning why are things the way they are, when am I going to ever get here? And then they resist the actual present that they're in with their life, the presence of their life. So it's like you already resisting. You already not trusting it, then you're resisting it. So you have this feeling of anxiety, and then you're having these migraines. Now, they may not happen at the same time. You may have a little bit of anxiety one day, then the next week or so you get a migraine, but it's always repetitive. It's always like one's coming after the other one, or it's kind of like here and there, but you're noticing it's happening a little too much, and you can't figure out why exactly. Oh, and one thing I do want to point out is I am not a medical professional. I'm just giving you guys the basis of this stuff from a spiritual perspective. I am not saying in any way do not go see your doctor, because you still need to go see your doctor if you got stuff going on with your health, because once it starts diminishing your physical health, you need to go see a doctor. Like, if you got a natural remedy that you want to use and that works for you, okay, great. But my thing is, I know I'm spiritual, and this certain stuff in medicine I don't agree with, but I will take my ass to the doctor. Okay, I will take my ass to the doctor. Like, if something's going crazy in my body or something going on, I'm gonna go to the doctor and figure it out. Now, after I figure it out, and if the doctor prescribes me some medication that I'm not necessarily in agreement with, I'll look up the natural remedies for it if I don't know it, already. I'll go do that. But I'm not telling you guys to stop going to your doctor and say fuck your doctor. Okay, because I don't care how healthy you are. There's nothing wrong with checking in with your doctor when you feel like something isn't right. That's what they're here for. All doctors aren't bad doctors. But